Judge, vonda B court is now in session. Judge, this is the Ocean case.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Okay. Is it Miss or Mrs. Ocean?
Miss.
Miss Ocean, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I need more money each month to pay for, his activities and food and clothing, his expenses as he's getting older.
Whose activities? Who's
Kevin's, our son.
Kevin? Okay, how old is Kevin?
He's 14.
14, okay. And you need more money. He's not giving you enough money?
No, he pays for tuition and health care, but,
Wait a minute. He pays for tuition? If I remember correctly about tuition, it's kind of expensive. It's not anything that's cheap. So how much is he paying in tuition?
$395 a month.
$395 a month. And you say he pays what else?
For health care.
Health care? How much is health care?
All right, folks, buckle up because today's case is about to get intense. We have Miss Ocean stepping into court, demanding more financial support for her 14-year-old son, Kevin. But here's the twist. His father is already paying tuition, health insurance, and other expenses. So is Miss Ocean justified in asking for more? Or is this a case of financial overreach? And let's not forget, the judge isn't one to play games. She's got facts, figures, and a sharp legal mind that's ready to break down what's fair and what's not. Will this mother's plea be heard, or will the judge put a stop to what seems like an unfair demand? Let's dive in and find out.
It's $185 a month.
$185 plus $395. Okay, is there anything else you want me to know? What type of activities?
Well, he's joined the football team.
Football.
And then he plays guitar.
Guitar. Okay, and has he enrolled in those activities yet, or?
Yes.
Okay, and you're paying for those?
Yes.
And you want him to pay for them?
At least help, yes.
Okay, so there isn't anything else you want to tell me before I move to him?
No.
All right. Sir?
Yes.
You pay $395 in tuition.
That's correct.
And is it $185 in health insurance? Because what I see $85 in health insurance.
It's $185.
It's $185, okay. And then what else?
There's guitar lessons, clothes. Whenever he stays with me, I pay for all his activities and everything else too. So it starts to add up.
Okay.
As you can imagine.
And she wants you to pay for more than that?
That's correct.
I'm not understanding this, ma'am. The way that child support works is supposed to pay a certain percentage for the child, not for you to just get all scot-free and have him paying for everything. That's not how this works.
I understand, but as he's getting older, his expenses are getting more.
And I understand that. And what do you do for a living?
I'm an administrative assistant.
So you make money too, right?
Yes.
So it naturally follows that.
Hold up. $395 a month in tuition? That's not a small chunk of change. And let's not forget, health insurance is another $185. That's already a hefty contribution from the father. But here's the real question. Is Miss Ocean underestimating? How much is already being covered? Or does she have a point that expenses increase as children grow? Let us know in the comments. Should child support cover extra activities like football and guitar, or should those fall on both parents equally?
Follows that you should be covering some of these expenses as well, correct?
Yes.
All right, so I'm not going to have him be responsible for each one of those things individually because he's doing a lot already. And sir, where do you work?
I'm a pool cleaner.
Pool clean. How much do you make a year doing that?
About $45,000.
All right, yeah, that's not how this works. I mean, did a friend of yours tell you that you can come in here and get him to, run him through the slammer and have him pay everything? Did somebody tell you that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, were you thinking that on your own?
I just wanted more help paying for this.
All right, so I'm gonna need you to go ahead and pay for some of this on your own because I'm not going to make him responsible for everything. What I have here, sir, I'm not sure if your employer made a mistake on your documentation, but what you provided to the court for medical insurance, I have $85, not $185. So I only can give you credit for what's in front of me. If that's an error, you can come back at any time and, get that fixed. But I have to go with what's in front of me. So based on $45,000 a year, I have your gross at $3,600. I have your net at $2,948.13.
And there it is. The judge isn't buying it. She makes it crystal clear that child support isn't a one-sided financial burden. Parents are supposed to share responsibilities, and it looks like the father is already pulling his weight, the ma. Real kicker? Miss Ocean has a job too. So should the court force the father to pay for everything, or should Miss Ocean contribute more? What do you think? Is this justice being served, or is the system favoring one side?
$13, which would bring your child support amount to $589.63. However, considering that you do pay a lot for this child already, the Texas Family Code allows me to consider factors to deviate from what your child support amount should be. One of those factors being child care expenses. So what I'm going to do, instead of making you pay that $589.63, I'm going to make your child support $395 just to ensure that the child's tuition is covered every month. So that's your education. Your child's education is very important. So your child support is going to be based on that. So $395 a month.
So you're raising my child support?
No, your child support is going down. So it
Oh, okay.
it's
I'm not good at
technically-
math.
Yeah, no problem.
I was told there would be no math during this session. So.
And that's one, I thought that it would be the same thing when I went to law school. Somebody lied to me. I still have to do math. So instead of $589.63, your child support is going to be the $395 a month for the tuition that you would pay. And you, of course, will have to keep covering the health insurance. And if you choose to pay for football and guitar, that's up to you.
Now here's where it gets interesting. The judge pulls out the Texas Family Code. This is a major turning point. Instead of increasing child support, she actually adjusts it to ensure tuition is covered while considering the father's existing contributions. This move is a masterclass in legal reasoning. Instead of just following a formula, the judge factors in real-life expenses. But what do you think? Should child support be calculated on a strict percentage, or should judges have this kind of discretion?
That's up to you. But ma'am, you need to be responsible for something. So, does anybody have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Any questions?
No, I appreciate it though.
No problem. Well, you don't even have to thank me. You can thank the legislator because they give us the option to do this for people. It's just the right thing to do. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
And just like that, the case is closed. The judge rules that child support will remain at $395 covering tuition, but not extra activities. Miss Ocean has to take on more financial responsibility, and the father gets a fair deal. But what's the bigger takeaway here? Courts look at more than just numbers. They examine fairness, contributions, and real-world expenses. What do you think? Was this the right call? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Courtroom Showdowns.